coming to you recorded
from our studio in Brownfield, Colorado.
We're Betty Jo and Roy.
And this is... Singapore!
Got it. Nope. It was a pretty boring race today. Not much happened.
If you don't count the absolute deluge moments before the green flag dropped, was scheduled to drop.
Yeah, an hour delay started the day off a little late for everybody. But it really did lead to a Prix. It was worth the wait. It was worth the wait. We had our first DNF with Zhao, who got squeezed into the wall by none other than, you guessed it, Nicholas Latifi. They both out lap 8.
Hey, one of them has a seat next year.
One of them did just get renewed a seat next year. One of them is pretty much guaranteed no seat next year.
Oh no, he is. They have announced. Williams has announced that Nicholas Latifi will not be driving for them next year. Yeah, that is confirmed, and I bet all Williams fans are happy to hear that. I know we sure are here at Formula Lunch. The next and very next DNF of the day. I can't read your writing.
Fernando Alonso.
Fernando Alonso. It looks like Acorn. It looks like I have Acorn here.
It does look like Acorn,
yeah. Yeah.
Had a great race. He was...
Phenomenal defenses from fat Fernando today.
Yeah, he was ruining the days of some people until just the engine died.
Engine blew on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, really blew on him.
Just
which is
breaking. Well, I guess no, that was never mind.
He didn't go up in a cloud of smoke, but his engine did die suddenly.
Yeah.
Alexander Albon putting his own self out of the race today for our 4th DNF.
Had a nice little spin on lap 1 right away.
Right away.
Tapped the wall with
Even
his gear.
Crofty thought it was Latifi, which is telling. That is telling. He thought it was
so
Latifi.
funny, man.
And then gave a little kiss into the wall, right into that concrete barrier.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a bump. You could hear it, but he got up, kept going. He got going until what, lap 20-ish, 30-ish?
He brought the car back into the pits, and they did put a wing on him and retired him.
Yep.
Yep.
Poor guy. Great race, great try.
Yeah, it's good to see him back after struggling with respiratory failure after his appendix surgery last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last race where we did see Nick DeVries take his place.
Who did finish in the points? Big cloud of smoke we were referring to earlier was that of Esteban Ocon, who blew up his engine as well, and was it in the same turn? Because it looked like the same turn.
It was in the same general area of the track. I believe
it was definitely sector 2, yeah. Don't know what it was, but there was a leak. There was a pretty nasty leak.
The Alpines are not showing that they have legs at the end of the season. They have had more DNFs now. They've been running stronger than everybody's been expecting them to all season. But they are just not... The reliability is clearly turning into a factor. No word yet as to Esteban Ocon's teammate next year.
Pierre Gasly.
I think that's just a rumor at the moment of recording this.
Was it?
I think it is still just a rumor. But it would be cool to see an all-French team.
They were talking about it this morning, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Gasly's teammate of Tsunoda crashing out towards the end of the race, bringing out what would have been, the 5th safety car, keeping up that 100% streak at Singapore.
They got that 100% streak up real quick, thanks to Zhao and Latifi.
Yeah, thanks to Latifi. I'm just going to
show it.
Yeah.
Thanks to Latifi.
Tsunoda he was looking all right. I mean, end of the race, he was in the mid-pack and just, he got a little over-aggressive when they all switched to the mediums during that pit stop. Risky call, guys, but it all paid out for everyone.
Paid out for everyone else.
Except Tsunoda, yeah. That's true. And Russell, who is in 14th place, who pitted for mediums on, lap 36 or
yeah,
so. No, it was
real
even
early.
it was 28 or 23.
23.
Pitted for medium was on lap 23. Everyone was on intermediates until lap 36. This man ran around the track like a grumpy old dude that did not want to turn the car. Like,
sometimes the car wouldn't turn, sometimes the car wouldn't stay. All over the place. All over the place. Mercedes definitely going for a unique strategy in that. I believe that brought him down to 54 seconds behind before the next round of pit stops, and he did finish at least a lap down, over 1:40 behind the leader.
What he did teach us is that Norris probably could have won last year if he just would have kept his head down.
I don't think he taught us that. I think Lando taught us that.
In 13th place, Mick Schumacher, fighting for a seat, fighting for a seat. What was it? It was Russell. Yeah.
It was Russell, as he said. He's fighting for the race of his life today.
And he was, because he needs a seat. We need to keep Schumi in a seat. I understand why Haas doesn't want him. He split 2 or 3 of their cars in half.
The fact that he hasn't split a car in the past couple of races is a little surprising.
Yeah, I mean,
he's given us all some nice scary crashes this season.
Yeah, he's been doing much better since Monaco. He's been doing much better.
That's true. He has pulled it together a little bit and definitely reined it in.
Yeah.
The other Haas of Kevin Magnussen coming out in 12th place after having a beautiful pirouette in free practice too. An absolutely beautiful pirouette.
Early black and orange flag for him because he took some damage on the, I think he hit...
It was the opening lap and it was with Russell.
Was it with, man, Russell was all over the place.
Sorry, Verstappen. I apologize.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Opening lap with Verstappen.
Yeah. 12th place finish, I mean, 6 cars were out, guys.
6 DNFs.
Valtteri Bottas, 11th. Was running 10th most of the race.
The fact that Spaghetti Bosa was even able to bring that Alfa Romano car that far up into the grid and did finish is impressive.
Again, 6 cars were out.
Yeah, he qualified, I believe, like 6 or 7 spots behind his teammate in the same machinery.
Only 4 cars didn't get points. You were the last of that. Number 1 driver this weekend, though. Pierre Gasly, finishing 10th place. I don't have much to say.
Perhaps these points will help him get into that Alpine seat he so covets, which should be interesting to see. I don't see AlphaTauri going anywhere, so I think making a jump from that team is a smart decision. Because they're never going to be more powerful than the Red Bull. The Alpine might one day.
Through that.
It might.
King of mistakes, Lewis Hamilton, finishing in 9th. Literally, though, he had them.
He was having a very good weekend.
He was good weekend,
top
bad
of times
race.
in free practice 1, qualified 3rd on the grid with only 0.05 of a second away from pole position. Finished out in 9th.
Yeah, he was stuck behind Sainz for most of the race, and then he got pretty aggressive when they switched, or they got pretty aggressive at one point. Blocked his brakes, hit the wall, had to get his nose plate or his nose wing changed, whatever the wing changed.
Got fined for his nose ring,
Got fined for the nose ring.
Yeah. Apparently it was soldered in before. That's why it was difficult to remove, and then as he made it more removable, it got infected.
25 G's.
5 G's. Maybe I should touch the rear wing. Sebastian Vettel. Oh, that's funny. I made a Sebastian Vettel joke right before Sebastian Vettel. Coming out in 8th place, the Lion of Singapore. Still the winningest most racer at Singapore since they started racing there about 13 years ago. That's impressive. He had a cool helmet this week.
Hey.
That was the most exciting thing about his race, is he had a cool helmet this week. Yeah, it was like
I mean, he finished
those super blacks with the rainbow. It was cool.
Yeah, Aston Martins don't finish that high typically.
They don't, and I think if it weren't for a bad call in Q2 about when to switch on to slicks, if it weren't for that bad call, Vettel might have qualified way higher.
If it also wasn't for Max Verstappen passing him on the last lap, he may have finished in 7th, which is where Verstappen finished, which is... I mean, he started in 8th, and again, it was a...
Started in 8th, finished in 7th, and that does not tell the tale of his race today.
Yeah, it was a very interesting race. There was a lot of weird strategy calls on all parts, on all teams.
Well, it's so hard to make a strategy call when the track is half wet, half dry. Some of the slow speed turns at the end of the long speed straights are just drenched. It's a hard race to make strategy calls for, and well, you could tell that they were working hard today.
Also doesn't help when you almost stall on the start.
Maybe don't do that.
Lance Stroll, Lord and Savior, finishing 6th. Huh. I think it was Aston Martin's best finish of the season. 6th and 8th, best points grab of the season, best finish in 6th.
That's what you have to look forward to, Fernando Alonso, but maybe the car will make it to the end of this race. But you will be racing Lance. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, good job, Stroll. You lost
it is a
to-
strong finish for him. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo finishing 5th place. Great race by the McLarens. I'm just gonna do it now. Norris is 4th. Let's just talk about the McLaren. Fantastic race. I mean, they just kept in it. They just kept their heads down. Hamilton went out. All these, I don't know. They
were able to just maintain their speed, like you said, keep their heads down, and just keep pumping throughout the race. That's Daniel Ricciardo's highest finish this season.
Same with Norris, right?
Norris, I believe, has finished around there. I could be wrong, but I know it is Daniel Ricciardo's highest finish of the season.
4th and 5th McLaren. Good job. Yeah, it's a great point grab for you tonight. You're
Yeah,
definitely
you needed that.
past Alpine for. I think you passed Alpine in the constructors with that. I would think
I'm not
they did.
certain. I'm not certain of the constructor standings exactly.
Well, you guys got a pretty good leg up in this race.
And I only know who's last. Coming in 3rd place, Carlos Sainz.
Playing the role of fat Fernando Alonso.
He got that fat Ferrari. I'm pretty sure his entire strategy was get off of the line, hold up the pack.
Yeah, let Leclerc try and win.
Yep. That sounds like a Ferrari strategy.
For sure.
Although, with a lot of the decisions Ferrari continues to make, you would question if there is a strategy at all.
If you go slow, you might win.
You gotta turn right to go left. Charles Leclerc coming out in 2nd, the pole sitter today. He just got passed on the first lap and was not able to make a recovery at all.
No.
I don't think he led a single lap of this race.
No, the cars did not look like they were able to follow very well this race. I mean, I know it's a hard overtaking track.
It's a hard overtaking track, but the following was just abysmal.
Yeah. I mean, every time they were behind him, they were behind him by 0.3, 0.4, and then 2.5 the next lap.
Couldn't get him. And if you went off the dry line onto the wet line, well, then you ran into the unfortunate position that Lewis Hamilton ran into.
It was tough conditions. And who did not struggle that bad would be that of Sergio Perez winning the race. They were saying it's his best race. I'm still going to say secure. But
I don't know
it
about
was
his
a great
best race. He did have a great race, though. He was consistent. He stayed on the power the whole time. He managed to deal with the fact that Leclerc was on his gearbox the entire race.
At this point of filming, Perez is the winner. We'll see after the FIA decides with his safety car infringement, which was just him doing exactly what anyone else would have done. Move the car. Just move.
I think the infringement that he is facing is when the safety car goes in at the end of the lap, he was too far away. You got to stay within 10 car lengths, which he definitely was not within 10 car lengths.
That's fair.
And so but they do the balance of they go slow and fast, and that's an interesting rule.
Yeah, we'll see what it is.
Interesting rule. We'll see what the judgment is.
As of now, Perez is the winner. I think Perez deserves the winning. He was 7 seconds ahead of Leclerc, so if there's a 5-second penalty, it's still him. So.
And he continues to play his role as driver number 2 at Red Bull real well. When Max isn't there, there's Checo.
Yep.
You can't forget about him.
Red Bull's in it.
Coming to you recorded from our studio in Broomfield, Colorado.
For Betty Jo and Roy.
And this has been Walter Cronkite.
Yep, that guy.
I was going to sing another song by Phantom of the Opera, but I don't know any other songs from Phantom of the Opera.